Hi friends, welcome back to Botanical Woman. I'm Christine, and I finally got my fish tank set up. In this video, I'm going to give you a quick overview of everything that I've done so far. It's been a lot of work, super rewarding though. I've been really enjoying it. And yeah, so here it is. So let's talk about the location first. I've decided to put it by the window. I do have artificial lighting on top of the tank, but it's actually coming from the plants rather than a dedicated aquarium light, and I'm quite happy with that. I'm hoping that the plants will like it as well. I know that a lot of the forums say don't put your tank in direct sunlight. This is west facing and it does get setting sun. I think it's gonna be more of a problem with algae in the summertime, so we'll see. I don't foresee a problem, especially in the winter, because really I don't get that much sun here. So I'm pretty happy having it here. And hopefully I'll be able to also insert some setting sun shots of the tank because the fish and the hardscape look gorgeous in it. Now about the substrate. I did a lot of research and read, people buying specifically the dirt that is made for aquariums, and based on what I've read, it has a lot of clay in it, so that the dirt doesn't, I guess when you pull it out, it doesn't just create a massive dust storm. So is the only thing that I've read that seems to be, better for aquariums. And then otherwise, there have been people that have just used organic potting soil as their base. So I kind of went that route. And also reading a lot about, having enough airiness in the substrate. So this is something I'm very familiar with, being somebody who loves plants. So I decided to kind of do my own experiment because I didn't really want to go out and buy other things that I didn't need just for the aquarium. So I put down, okay, so let me back up. So you're supposed to put in a 3-inch substrate in your tank. So 1 inch of soil is what they recommend, and then a 2-inch cap. This is really to prevent the dirt from coming out when you pull out the plant. And you obviously don't want a ginormous mess in your aquarium. So what I did was I put in a layer of leca because I'm leca is first of all a inert, meaning that it doesn't do anything to the water, right? So it's an inert material, and it also provides a lot of air, right? That's why we use it in houseplants. So I put down a layer of that, and then on top I used organic potting soil, and I didn't actually put an inch. I miscalculated when I was doing it, but it's fine. So there's less than an inch of it there. And then I capped it with actually ponds because that's what I had lying around. So I was like, why not? Except I learned that later the pumice does float. So that wasn't great, but it hasn't been a problem. I did end up capping the ponds with the crushed coral, which I absolutely love the color, and it helps harden your water if you have really soft water like I do. My tap water's pH is 7, and it can raise it up to anywhere between 7.6, 7.8. I've seen it. So my pH is still bouncing around because it's a new tank. But in another video, I'm going to talk about why that's not good, and I'm actually going to take out some of the crushed coral because of the way it's affecting my pH. So that's the substrate. So I'm going to move on to preparing the plants. I didn't know this at first, but I didn't remove the rock wool from the plants right away when I first got them. I kind of just left them in there. And I did get some rotting in the roots, and I feel like it's from the shipping. But anyway, removing all of it was pretty painless. And I also separated the plants to kind of make divisions so you can make more plants out of the plants that you already have. So that was kind of nice. I ended up putting the plants into net pots and then putting them directly into the aquarium that way. And I realized that the great thing about doing that was it really allows me to just move them around wherever I want. And I've been doing that a lot actually. And until I find a permanent place where I'm happy with where the plant lives, yeah, I'm gonna keep them in a net pot. It just makes them really portable. A lot of the plants did melt, and this is apparently quite common with aquatic plants. I guess the thing is, don't panic, they will grow back, and some of them have, and some of them haven't. As I told you, some of them got root rot, and some of them have died. But the good news is, I am seeing a lot of plant growth. They seem to grow pretty quickly, so that's promising. As for the hardscape, and hardscapes are things like rocks and wood that you can put in your tank, I was at first leaning towards just doing a completely planted tank because I love plants, as you know. But after buying over like 40 plants and like more than half of them dying because of shipping, I was like, okay, maybe this is not gonna go as well as I thought. And I had already ordered some rocks from Home Depot. They are lava rocks, and I ended up using them. I really actually like it a lot, and it was very affordable. If you look up specific rocks just to put in your aquarium, it can get really pricey. They sell them by the pound, and I think it's like $4, $5 a pound, depending on where you're getting them. It just seems really expensive to me. These rocks were like $15. I ended up using 2 bags of the extra large. I'll link everything in the description below. And I ended up also getting a smaller bag of medium lava rocks, which I've been using as well. Highly recommend the black lava rocks from Home Depot if it's something you're interested in. The next topic I want to talk about very quickly is about air, flow, and filter in your tank. I've been kind of nerding out on the Aquarium Co-op YouTube channel. Corey has a lot of really good information, and he is a hard believer of the sponge filter. So I got actually 2 of them in there right now. They're stacked on top of each other. I have 2 large Airstones also because of Corey. He says that it really helps with the airflow, and I can attest to that, even though I've only had the tank for 2 weeks. And I also bought 2 wave makers. Although I don't use them all the time, the flow's a little too strong for my baby little fish, but they do enjoy playing with it once in a while, so I do turn it on throughout the day. And yeah, I realized that flow is actually way more important than like having a ginormous hang on the back filter. It's like you want to make sure that the water in your tank is moving. And yeah, I can talk about more about that if you're interested in another video. But if you want to learn more about flow, the saltwater tank community has that down because corals really need good flow in their tank. So read up on that if you want to learn more. So the tank is obviously cycling right now, and I didn't reach out to anybody to ask for, I guess, some free bacteria from their tank because of the pandemic. So I'm just cycling this with adding ammonia at first. And now I finally couldn't take it anymore. I ended up getting 6 white clouds this weekend, and they've been doing great. I've been changing the water 2 to 4 gallons every day to keep the ammonia down because it's not cycled yet. And the fish seem to be doing okay. The white clouds are supposed to be really hardy, so they were recommended to me. And they're really cute. I'm planning to do a video about them specifically later, just to kind of talk about how cute they are. So if you're interested in that, subscribe. Water parameters. I do test the water every single day just because I want to know what's going on. I just want to say that I have both these strips as well as the water kit. That's master kit. And I would say that if you're starting out, get this kit and do the liquid test. Even though it's like more of a pain, you'll get used to it. You really only need the ammonia and the nitrate and the nitrite, the pH as well. So you do 4 tests, you can do it pretty quickly. These strips are not accurate based on the data that I've collected, and I'll be doing a future video about that. But I've been basically doing both tests simultaneously every single day, and these are just wacky. So highly do not recommend these. So yeah, test your water. And I did have an algae breakout immediately after I had added some nutrients to my water. So the internet recommended that I add CO2 to my water which did actually get rid of all the algae. And on top of that, my plants obviously love it, so it's a win-win. And last but not least, you have to make sure you prime your water with a conditioner to remove the chlorine. So I'm using this and it's been working out great, super easy. So if you have any questions, let me know in the comments below. I will be leaving all the products that I've used in the description. And yeah, I hope that you enjoy my tank as much as I do. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. Happy fishing!